We must go now.
Papa!
Tiago, go with your mother to the trap. Take this. It will always be your guide.
Yes, Papa.
We will join you shortly.
Xavier, the painting.
La maledicción. This way.
Senora, it is too late. Go.
No! Papa!
Senor, in here.
Search them. Of course. Paris in the spring. Passion, romance, l'amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, George?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move! Non, monsieur! Not la malédiction! Oh. Stay back.
Once again, Paris had shown me her dark side. A brutal robbery, a senseless murder. Nico and I were about to be drawn into a new and terrifying adventure together. The gallery owner was dead. I guess sometimes playing the hero doesn't pay. My company had insured the exhibition, so I had a crime to solve. The cops would be here soon. This was where the stolen painting had hung. Why that painting? And why kill for it? The stolen painting had an alarm, which should have sounded when the painting was removed. I needed to find out why it happened. It was the speaker cone for the... Looked fine to me. That wasn't the reason the alarm did. So...
やあやあ。久しぶりの配信じゃないか。いらっしゃい。アスタリスクアクセントアスタリスク。
It was a small door. So that was why the alarm hadn't sounded. A wire had been cut by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. This
とても久しぶりだよ。
the pressure
ブ
pad
レイクブレイドは知ってるけどブロークンソードは初耳。
The pressure pad appeared to be working fine, but the cut wire had ensured that the alarm wouldn't sound when the painting was removed.
「ロボットだっけ？
The pressure pad appeared to be, but the cut.
そうそう。
The button bypassed the pressure pad system. Cutting the wire had disabled the pads. The pressure pad appeared to be working
作者
fine,
のモチベが下がって打ち切りや。
but the cut.
金水。ビビった。
Challenging and experimental. 60,000 for a sketch? The label said it was painted in 1932. The gallery wanted 80 grand for it. Just 90,000 for this one.
「値段しか話さない主人公」。
The label said it. The door was marked.
きっと主戦度だぜ。
Security camera had captured the robbery. The cable for the camera ran into the room marked private. That bust was pretty impressive. I wondered who'd been the model.
「素晴らしいバストだ。
For the discerning connoisseur, a soupçon at 80,000. For the discerning... $70 grand? Cheap at half. All I needed was a mere 65,000, and this little gem could be mine. 55,000. Huh, shame. Just outside my price range. The murderer left a pizza box on the table. The thief left the pizza box behind. Well, no surprise there. The guy must have been hungry. There was only one slice left. No one had noticed the pizza. I decided to. Paris looked as beautiful as ever. The poster looked old. The poster. I wondered how. Spanish mark. Poor guy.
やあやあ。
Giving last
値段しか話さない主人公。きっと主戦度だぜ。素晴らしいバストだ。胸像 www。
The priest was a... Excuse me, Father.
Yes, my son.
I'm George Stobart. My company insured the exhibition.
My name is Simeon.
Is there anything I can do?
You can pray for his soul.
A senseless murder.
On the contrary, this killing makes plenty of sense.
What do you mean?
A great evil has taken place. This is the work of the devil.
What?
I am a Dominican priest. I know these things. And now, excuse me, I must pray.
1 minute, I'd been planning dinner with Nico. The next, I was talking art theft, murder, and the devil with a priest. A small in Henri's pocket was a tiny bottle. It was a bottle of Brett. The label claimed it would wake the beast within. Poor guy. There was no way. I didn't want Henri's blood. I always wondered who bought those white framed glasses. Now I knew.
イケイケ系おじさんしか描けないという白メガネ。
He definitely looked better. I put the glasses back with it. This wasn't the first time I'd...
小島監督ぐらいだよ。
Poor guy. There was a small piece of paper in the dead man's hand. It was too intriguing not to take a look. It read, 2:30 p.m., be ready. Innocent enough, until I realized that the robbery took place at 2:30 p.m. There was something fishy going on around here, and it wasn't just the canapes. I quickly replaced the note.
よし、スイッチの配信ができる。機械ポチったぞ。ズラだった。わーいわーい繰り返し、アットマークコマイナスコアットマークの。
I decided to let Henri's toupee rest in peace. I didn't need to look at the note a second time. It wasn't tough to remember.
これで聖戦の系譜の配信できる。
A cryptic note in a bottle of overpowering cologne. No personal effects or
FE
anything else of substance. I needed to find where he kept his records.
そや。聖戦の系譜だけ好き。
It was Hector Lane, art critic extraordinaire.
「封印から暁までしか知らぬ」キリ。最近のはギャルゲー化してるからな。
He and I had met before.
DS は配信できないみたいね。普通の方法じゃ。風花雪月評価良かったからやったら学園パートだるくてすぐスイッチと一緒に売ってしまった。
For a moment, I thought he was dead. But from the snoring, I guessed he'd only fainted. Lane's jacket was stretched. A pair of nail... In the pocket was a pair of nail clippers. They were
FE は
monogrammed
聖
with
戦
letters.
系譜のドロドロした戦いのが好きやねん。 ドロドロなの？
Lane was out cold. I was gonna need... Lane had fainted. I'd picked up a... Ah. Time to awaken...
竜と戦わない。
What?
What was that? It smells like the...
ファンタジーじゃなくて人と人との戦いなの？
Where am I?
You fainted.
暴落が渦巻きまくってる。良いことだ。ハイフン、アンダーバー、うんうん。
I wouldn't exactly call this living. Don't just stand there. Get me something to eat. I've had a terrible shock, you know.
やはり戦争は人間ドラマを見なくては。声入れるなら、マイク必要かもなんだよな。
I found a slice of pizza.
I asked for food, boy, not a car.
Oh, okay, if you don't want.
I didn't say that. Now give it here. Given the circumstances, that was surprisingly acceptable. Now what's been going on?
結構めんどいのね。
Henri, is he...
Dead? Afraid so.
Poor chap. Just like him to steal the limelight, though.
Excuse me.
Do I...
Yes, our paths have crossed in the Glees Gallery.
Of course. The man with the absinthe. I don't suppose you...
Afraid not.
Pity. I'm sorry, but I'm having...
I'm George Stobart. I insured the exhibition.
I hope you have deep pockets, then.
Could I ask you a few questions, Mr. Lane?
Fire away.
Did you know the gallery owner?
Of course. We worked together on the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Henri provided the space. I was the creative powerhouse.
How long had you known him?
As a friend, many years. Our professional relationship had only recently blossomed into this exhibition under my curatorial wing. And now the poor fellow's gone and got himself killed.
まあ明日つないでテグと配信してみる。
Do you know anything about the stolen painting?
「ヘッドホンでいけたらいいんだけど。
Of course, dear boy.
ワクワク。
La Maledictio, a little-known work, turned up at the last minute.
What about the killer? Were you able to get a look at him?
A delinquent in a tin hat. Beyond that, I don't really recall.
Oh, yeah, you fainted.
Those of us with a higher aesthetic are more sensitive to violence.
So you curated the exhibition? What's it about?
A brilliant retrospective. A dialectical window on European art's ongoing discourse with the unresolved psychoses of the nation-state.
Wow, you took the words right out of my mouth. Who painted the stolen painting?
Therein lies a mystery. We only know his pseudonym, El Serp. He was a Catalan, a modernist. His works are symbolic, religious.
What can you tell me about the stolen painting?
La Maledictio, a challenging piece. If you like a wide cast of obscure saints and fringe Christian symbolism, of course. Not especially valuable, though. The thief won't get much for it on the black market.
How about some more of this?
I don't think so. As a sell volatile, it was acceptable.
Are these your nail clippers?
Of course. See, they're monogrammed.
I need to...
If you...
Anything else?
Not right.
Father?
Yes.
What did you mean when you said...
Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about.
What?
Peter 5:8. The devil is all around, Mr. Stobart.
Did Henri say anything before he...
He said, "Stop the car, I want to get in."
What does that mean?
We may never...
What brought you to the exhibition?
The painting.
Which one?
La Maledictio, of course.
The painting that...
I had to confront...
I think there's some...
Yes, Mr. Stobart. At last you see the truth.
No, Father. I mean that the robbery looks like an inside job.
The devil's work is always an inside job.
A wire in the painting's alarm was deliberate...
Cut by the devil.
Well, as far as I know, sightings of guys...
You mock me, Mr. Stobart. But as you will discover,
What do you know about the man who...
El Serp. He was a man playing with fire. The fire of eternal damnation.
Tell me about the stolen painting.
Whoever gets close to it will burn in.
Hey, Father.
I think not.
Do you recognize...
Nail clip.
The door was locked. If I wanted to get in there and look at the CCTV footage, then I'd need to find the number. Lane worked with Henri. I need to ask you
If you insist.
So, you help run this place? Maybe you can give me the code to that door.
The code to the office?
I just thought...
I do, but I couldn't possibly...
I figured I wasn't going to get the door code from Lane. I needed to turn the... Mr. Lane, you're...
And what?
Because the way the cops will see it, you're the prime suspect. We both know you're innocent, Mr. Lane, but the cops, well, I might be able to get them off your case, but
But that's preposterous.
Funny you should mention... This is an inside job for sure, Mr. Lane. The police are going to be very interested.
I've been out of town for several days.
Just saying.
You're not going to scare...
I was onto something here, and I knew it. Lane was sweating. It wasn't pretty. Don't suppose...
Certainly.
I might just... Someone sabotaged the...
What?
Exactly.
You're not so...
Well, I'm afraid that's the way...
That's
Are these your nail clippers, Mr. Lane?
Yes, they have...
Huh. The perfect...
What are you...
Well, the alarm was sabotaged.
Are you... I had no reason to kill Henri.
Okay, but I don't think the cops will see it like that. Mr. Lane, this robbery is not going to...
As I said.
So you...
That's right.
I hate to say this, Mr. Lane.
Ugh.
Father?
Yes.
Do you know the...
No.
With respect... Do you know...
I've already...
Is there any...
I've said...
Take a look at...
I've...
Take a look at this.
I've...
The bus was balanced precariously. I didn't want to... note read, poor guy. I didn't want Henri's blood on. Now, it wasn't. I still needed to figure. The alarm on that painting hadn't been sabotaged. So, what made the stolen? The tag said, just not. How about it, Mr. Lane?
Certainly.
Guilty?
I've been away from Paris for...
Mr. Lane, this...
As...
I hate to say this,
So...
The street was quiet and up. It was the door to the gallery. From out here, you couldn't see the stolen painting. The room looked like some sort of office for the gallery. I could just see the glow of... You gotta hand it to the French. They know how to take a leak in style. Art Deco. I've always been a sucker. The menu offered... The waiter... Excuse me.
Monsieur?
There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh,
You don't sound so...
all property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, when you put it... Did you see anybody run out?
There was a beautiful woman with a camera.
Oh, that must have been Nico.
You know her?
Can you tell me anything?
I assume, monsieur, that like all of us, he is...
No wonder this guy's cafe was empty. The gallery owner, Henri, was shot dead trying to stop the robbery.
Life has no meaning the moment
こ
you...
のゲーム作ってるのもなかなかのセンスの人々だな。ハイフン。
Right.
Can we ever truly know another? He spends little time at the cafe, unlike his friend, Monsieur Lane.
What do you know about...
He's bourgeois, vacuous, and overpressed. Just like its curator Lane. He's always in here, you know.
What do you know about Hector Lane?
Lane? Oh, yes. He slid away last night without paying.
Last night?
After midnight. If you see him, give him this bill.
The check was from last night. This could be the leverage... Would you like...
Oh, you said...
No. Do you reckon...
Yeah,
Thank you for your...
perhaps next time you come, I will give you a coffee.
How about it, Mr. Lane? Ready to give me the door?
Certainly not.
Guilty?
I've...
Take a look at this.
What of it?
It's your bill from the cafe next door.
So?
It's dated yesterday. Last night, in fact. 12:30 to be exact. You said you were out of town. You sure drank a lot of champagne last night without paying the bill. But you told me that you were away from Paris last night. I hate to say it, but that sounds like a lie to me. Tell you what, you give me the code to the door, and the police need never know.
日本語訳だからかなのもあるね。 W。いいですね。しこたまシャンパンですか。
A motive and proof of involvement. Not looking good, Mr. Lane.
「イギリスのゲームだったかなこれ。
You are a blackmailer, Stobart.
Just doing my job.
All right. You have me. The number is 6397. But I admit to none of these spurious accusations.
I had the code. The police... What was that number again? 64...
Everyone, hold...
Damn it.
I am Inspector Navet of the Paris Serious Crime Squad, and I hereby declare this crime scene open. I mean, closed. Now, nobody move, especially you on the floor. Mo, I want a total lockdown. Nobody in or out. Apart from me, of course.
I needed to get back into the gallery, but a familiar figure was guarding the door. It was Sergeant Mou. Our paths had crossed before. Sergeant Mou, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard. An unexpected pleasure.
I was in the gallery at the time of the theft.
私が出て
Can I
きた
get。back in?
I am sorry.
but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody in, nobody out. And I must correct you, madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu! That poor man!
確かに W。
Who is Inspector Navet?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius, a man...
He sounds...
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty... He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other investigators...
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
I witnessed...
I'm sure you...
I saw the thief.
I am in...
Here's my press card.
Yes, madame. And always leave a light on...
I chased after the
Inspector Nav...
You've got...
Absolute...
So, I can...
No.
And to get Inspector Navet's permission...
Exact...
Have you ever heard of...
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer...
No, he's a... Never mind. I really...
Tata. He is applying... Any moment... I certainly hope so.
This... Hi, George. I'm outside the gallery.
Thank God you're safe, Nico.
Inspector Moo is out here and he's not letting me in. I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm...
So, no ordinary...
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Bella didn't see Elise. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer. Maybe you can help me out when you get back in here?
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
Why are you so tired, Sergeant Moo?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Navet is a genius in his field and he assumes
こんな大事なこと外で話すな。
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep...
That's very Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. My doctor specifically warned me again.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I...
長話。
Thanks, El. An intricate... The body was still in... It was enough. The room was full of... The pissoir was... Monsieur.
困った時のウェイター。
Life is fleeting, madame. The sands of time are running through your fingers.
Well, that may be, but...
We know not what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are.
There's been a...
That is terrible, madame. But you know what they say.
No, but I think you're going to tell me.
Life begins on the other side of despair. C'est vrai, no?
Well, I guess so. He was pushing me to the point of despair.
During the riots, we battled the forces of oppression.
Oh, really? That must have been terrible.
It was, except that they made me stay behind the barricades with the other baristas. We made coffee by the liter to fuel the resistance. I've never brewed so much coffee. Of course, our brave heroes spent half their time going for a pee. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running dogs all night long.
None of this was helping me get past Sergeant Mou.
Au revoir.
As always, Paris looked beautiful. An inch. Ronnie, I'm at the exhibition over in Montmartre. You won't believe the scoop I've got.
You're kidding me. That place is a dump. What could possibly have happened to make it exciting?
A painting's been stolen, and the gallery owner's been shot.
What? Okay, speak to anybody who saw what happened. And call me as soon as you get a... Bye, Nick.
This could be the scoop I'd been waiting years for. Monsieur.
The road to it. Au revoir.
Ah, le métro. I wasn't going... Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
That in...
I don't want... All I am on...
Move. I rem...
Then you should...
So I can...
No.
Do you want...
Il ne...
You...
I will...
Sergeant Mou could do with...
No.
Thanks, Sergeant Mou.
Madame,
Bonjour, monsieur.
whatever it is you...
Then why you...
You would not understand, madame.
Try me.
Because I look at you, and I know you are like all the others.
The
No.
others?
The pretty women who shop, who gossip, who have their spa days, their almond croissant.
That bad, huh?
And the men with their grooming products and their shiny shoes and their skinny suits who come to my cafe and ask me for lattes, macchiatos, frappés.
I see your point.
Is this what we fought on the barricades for, madame? Ripped up the paving slabs, bled on the streets.
Isn't it?
No, madame, it is not. We fought for ideas, for philosophy, for freedom, equality, fraternity.
Vive la révolution.
And do you know what drove us on as we fought? What fueled the streets of Paris in that glorious spring? What made our hearts soar?
こいつやべえな。
cheap one and free sex?
No, madame, no! It was French café noir that inspired us. The simple demi-tasse. The black, sweet taste of freedom.
イギリスジョーク。
So that's why you closed?
Yes, madame. I serve only thinkers, philosophers, revolutionaries. And you, madame, with your polite top and your pointy ears, are none of those things.
This is a cafe.
Yes, to the right people.
On any other day, I would have given this guy a straight one to the chin. But there was a chance he could help me get into the gallery. Monsieur,
Madame,
I am not what
being is being.
Sartre, being and nothingness.
Bravo, madame. Lucky guess. Au revoir.
Here's my
La liberté. Madame, you are not the person that I took you to be. You must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I accept.
La liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Monsieur,
革命戦士。
Madame,
could we have...
anytime.
Did you see anything?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy. Somebody said he killed someone.
「ビザの配達 W」ビザの配達屋じゃ別の犯罪感が出とる。違法すぎ。
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the gallery owner.
How close we are to death, and yet how far from ever comprehending it.
Well, right now,
I applaud you, madame, to seek the...
as a journalist, that is... How about some coffee?
For you, madame, there is only one coffee that I can serve you. One moment. Here is your coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and strong. The waiter didn't need... Could you make me a cup?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame. One moment. Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Salut.
Bonjour, madame.
Sergeant Moo, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait, I must not.
I'm sure one little
I'm tempted, madame, but...
So, this incident, it involved you?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding,
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee to stay awake, and nature. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a... When I came back, liaison dangereux with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
西洋のセンスだね。これは半濁点マイナスアンダーバー。
But of course,
まだ入れんのか。
you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
いちいちみんな話なげえな。
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic. Your career.
Now you put it?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo.
She is?
She is.
I suppose.
Bravo.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on.
私もトイレするとき一直線に降りてきたって言を。
I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
ジジイだから止める力弱そう。
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you.
So, what's the problem?
ノコギリ足の目。この曲、何かしら達成したらいちいち流れるんだな。
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
「栄光の曲」
The bust was striking.
すごいバストね。
Josh,
Yeah, Nico.
so why do you need to get into the office?
I'm pretty sure the robbery was an inside job, and I think the proof is in the office.
So, what's...
Super.
What if I create...
You do that.
That's it. Somehow I... If it hadn't been for the book... Nice use of color. I liked it, but not enough to buy it. If it hadn't been... Nice use of color. Nice price tag. I couldn't use this painting to distract Inspector. It was the alarm. It was a nice use. If it hadn't been for... I couldn't... Excuse me.
Father,
Are you okay?
it's a terrible shock, but
Could I ask you?
what kind?
I'm a reporter for La Liberté.
I suppose it cannot hurt.
Why did you come to the gallery?
God brought me here. I saw the poster for the exhibition.
What do you...
I knew there was great evil in... The painter was El Serp, the serpent, don't you see?
Evil? So, what were you planning?
I wanted to bear witness.
Well, I think it was a no-show, Father.
Really? A man is dead, Miss Collard. I'd say his work here today is done.
That wasn't going to help my story. Did you see...
革命野郎に悪魔的な神父。
The devil takes many forms, child.
Anything would help.
I am sorry, my dear. My mother...
What do you know?
An innocent victim. If he was peddling such blasphemous works as the El Serp painting...
Father Simeon was making me feel guilty. Priests all...
みんな恋は
What can you tell me about the painting?
grotesque.
How can I...
By killing...
Does that mean when...
Laugh not at the devil's play, Miss Collard.
This is my press card.
Good.
Thank you. The priest had not... Are you Hector Lane, the art critic?
Enchanté, madame. And which of the angels are you?
I'm Nico Collard, a reporter.
Ah, a fallen angel then, my favorite sort.
What can you tell me about the painting that was taken?
It was called La Malediccio, an
Skibbe Gigi.
unknown work that only recently surfaced.
Who was the artist?
A mysterious figure known only as El Serp. Some say he was a student of Picasso. He was good, but not great, and his true identity remains unknown.
What can you tell me about the theft?
Oh, it was truly awful.
Have you spoken?
The American...
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstandings the police might have about my presence here.
Father Simeon says that the painting...
The priest is a lunatic. La Malediccio is a pain...
What can you tell me?
Dear Henri, he owned the gallery. What will we do without him?
Tell me about the shooting, monsieur.
No, it all.
Take your time.
I can't be sure.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on attack.
I would have tackled him.
Did you know that the alarm had been
No. I suppose that...
Here's my...
And there was...
Thanks for your... I wasn't going to...
長々話して役に立たない。
Inspector Nav...
My time is of the essence.
I suppose this is quite a...
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more? No.
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
これずっとだぞ。きっ
Please
と。
abstain from baseless conjecture, madame. The victim's body paints a simple picture, more reliable than any witness statement. Consider the impact of the bullet, and note the concomitant lack of blood. A casual homicide, nothing more.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that?
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to concern myself with murder.
Did you see the alarm was sabotaged?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the disabled. I prefer biological evidence to the merely circumstantial. Body parts, blood, important things.
Don't you think the disabled...
The forensic team. Do not bother me with...
Why don't you check out...
Madame, that is not my area of expertise.
But the CCTV footage is evident.
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. Unless you know something I don't?
The only evidence Inspector Nave seemed to appreciate involved gore. What do you think about the American?
He is deeply suspicious.
Could you give me a...
Now is not...
Thanks, Inspector. I'll let you know if I remember anything else.
「話してる間に入れやもう。
And the bloodier, the better. I'd never met the guy. Poor guy. The tomato sauce had splattered. The stain was a real mess. It was a blob. No way was I going. I spread some of this sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like if I was going to at least. Monsieur Le...
My dear.
Thanks for your help. Lane had... Josh,
Yannick.
You said you needed to...
And you...
I didn't want Moo to see me. Father.
Yes.
What do you think about...
Is that?
I think it's... I wonder if the...
We are facing This is no...
Father Simeon was... Thank you for your... The priest didn't... Thanks for your... Lane had... Inspect...
Yes?
Have you seen that step?
I don't have time. Please.
Thanks, That wouldn't have... The gallery... Getting in had not been easy. There was no point. I still... The gallery was... I didn't feel... I liked it. Nice price tag. I couldn't... I liked it. Assisi. I didn't feel like... At least... George said that... The painting was La Maledicció by an artist named El Serp. For... I wondered if... It was a very attractive... The stain was a real... The stain was a real... The tomato sauce... No way was... My smartphone. My press. No way was I going to clean that up. No way was I... Inspector Nutt. According to Moo, he was a CF. I didn't want Moo to... Father...
Yes, my...
Do you know...
He was a...
How can...
It is clear.
Father Simeon was... So, did you travel far?
No journey is too long.
So you really did...
No, my dear.
Do you know...
Only the...
So why do you...
There are some things...
I guess you don't know.
I have no idea.
This is my prayer.
Good.
Thank you for... The priest didn't... Monsieur,
My...
anything else you...
It wasn't...
Could you tell...
If you...
So, you
No.
So, you...
He's a...
So you did...
I'm a...
So I guess...
There is...
Do you have...
None...
Did I...
You...
Thanks for your... Lane hadn't... If it hadn't been... I couldn't use this painting. I liked it. I couldn't... I didn't want Moo to... I could never... It was the... Father Simeon sat in the chair. I did... I had smeared the stain. It... I liked it. Nice use of color. If it hadn't been for the... Poor guy. Poor guy. It was a... I couldn't... If it hadn't... I couldn't use this paint. Nice you... Inspector.
Yes?
Are you
Please.
Do you...
En effet.
Do you...
It is...
Are you...
En...
So you don't... So you think...
As...
I really...
I told you, I am not...
Thanks, Inspector. My precious. I wanted it.
Josh. Yannick.
I couldn't leave. I didn't want. It was clear. The stain was a real. The tomato sauce. No. I scraped up the chewing gum with my. The tomato sauce. Inspector.
まさかの W。
Yes?
おえ。
Have you seen the stain on the floor?
Indeed. I must investigate immediately. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ...
Okay, Charles.
Nice work. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick.
At last.
Sorry, Mr. Rickenbacker. I've been...
Yeah, damn.
Oh.
Yeah, someone stole it.
Oh,
And it was one you insured. What?
yes. Well,
So?
you think I should have thrown myself in front of the thief? Wrestled into the ground?
Sure would have made me feel better. Anyway, find that painting, or give me a good reason not to pay out. Please tell me that you have some leads.
I'm working on it. The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them. It looked like I needed to enter a... It was a small keypad. The poster advertised a headlined by a group called... The calendar looked... Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day. The telephone was... Henri's notice... Henri had a model of a VW. The engine capacity was displayed on the back, 1600 cc. It was a... The statue, up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged. Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting.
やだこのゲーム。
I wasn't going to open this. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it hidden in the office. I wasn't going to open. The sofa had. The street was quiet. A naked lady stared at me and said, Henri sure liked this clutter. The woman in the... I didn't want to carry... It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be in the front. It was a reel of fragile tape. Carrying an ink pot, the ink would have... I didn't feel the need to take... The pen could have been useful. It was a decorative pen, probably a... I didn't need a business card. I didn't like the idea. There was nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with... It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form. I had no reason to search. I didn't imagine Henri as a musician. Henri sure had his... Bingo. I rewound the tape to...
外したかと思った。ハイフン。
This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malediccio. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Was Henri studying? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture. Nico and I were taking a look at La Malediccio. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd. It seemed that whenever Nico stepped back into my life, there I was looking at the exhibition. The most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own. A good view of La Malediccio. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was the most striking. The killer caught in the act. The CCTV had caught the killer. He knew exactly which painting to take. The most striking. the moment it all went horribly wrong. The most striking... The alarm should have sounded, but it had been... I wondered who could have done that. Maybe Lane? Or perhaps even Vera's security. There was some writing on the front of his helmet, but I couldn't... Why hadn't Henri backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me, I'd have done whatever the guy wanted. The killer making his getaway. A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be. The alarm should... The painting was gone. The alarm should have... There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. That was me. The alarm should have sounded... I hadn't thought about that when I was taking... Not my best angle. The alarm should have... That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything. That was... I had no reason. A pair of evil eyes. In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my...
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
I wasn't tampering with anything. I was just looking for clues.
That is my job, monsieur.
Stobart. George Stobart. Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really? So, you have plenty to gain from the robbery.
Well, no.
ジョージタマバード。
Plenty to lose from the robbery.
Don't patronize me, monsieur. Only a fool wouldn't know how insurance works.
Yeah, no fly.
Exactly. I have to get up very early in the morning, which means I can be sure to catch them.
So I see.
無理やりすぎん。
I remind
W.
you that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course, but I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say...
力技経線
Okay, I'll
オ
bear
メガ
that in mind.
経線向き
Look at these.
Perfect for disabling the alarm. You are sticking your American nose into my little...
Here, smell this.
If you think you can bribe me with expensive
It's very likely that the security camera holds...
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the...
Do you know anything...
No, I have never... Monsieur...
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur. Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my...
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something. You may go now.
I had some valuable leads. But before following up on them, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico.
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction. And Nave,
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
what do you mean?
Like I said, I think it was an inside.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La Maledictio.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Mo.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find. Well, the priest thinks La Maledictio is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your... Well,
Yeah?
it's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
今日はこの辺にしておきますか。面白かった。これからもっと面白くなるよ。お疲れ様でした。お疲れ。